Pumping is one of the most frustrating, tedious experiences that a mother can have with her preemie, but it's so rewarding because it's one of the first things and earliest things you can do for your baby. When the baby's in the hospital, you're so isolated from him. You're not there. You're not able to care for him like a parent. So being able to provide your breast milk, it gives you at least a sense that you're doing something to help him.
He was on the ventilator, so I wasn't able to hold him. So I pumped in between going to the NICU, and then I'd have to go home and pump, and I did a lot of pumping. It's a pain, but I didn't realize until he got healthy how important it was. It was probably one of the most important things that I did for his health.
It's like one of the hardest things I've ever done. I was only 22, 23 weeks when I went into labor, so my body wasn't really prepared, but I worked really hard at it, and I was able to finally get my stock and volume up enough to really be able to feed him, and I did well with that, but it was really hard. The NICU told us about power pumping, which basically is where you pump 10 minutes on, 10 minutes off, and that can help to increase your supply. And that works nicely and divisibly into like a television show. So you could watch an hour TV show, do some power pumping for about an hour, and that was something I would do. Also like reading a magazine, just doing something that's enjoyable.
Luckily, I was able to build up my milk supply, so I was pumping actually even more than he was eating, and therefore was able to store it and save it for later use. So he actually got breast milk for a little over a year, which was amazing. We didn't have space in our freezer for all the milk I was pumping, so we had to actually buy 2 freezers and put them in our house to store all the milk. Definitely recommend, if you can't get your own extra freezer, then find a friend or family member that has extra storage space in their house or their freezer, and line that up as soon as possible.
Just doing the pumping is exhausting enough that having to turn around, sterilize hundreds of bottles, keep washing it, seeing that process and getting exhausted just by the cleanup process and the prep process and the labeling and keeping track of when what was pumped and when. Anything you can do, everything, ask, be active, be participating in the pumping process.
Be patient, be supportive. Don't go to sleep unless she goes to sleep. Don't plan to have her pump for 20 minutes and then be snoring while she's suffering.
Everything she asks. Everything she asks. As far as going to get her stuff, setting up the machine, just making sure that she was comfortable. Anything that she asked, I was there, I did. I didn't have no problem with doing.
Definitely worth it. I mean, my son ended up having many less illnesses than some of his peers that I felt like ended up just having formula the whole time. So I think that my 9 months of pain were definitely worth it. I wish I could still be doing it, in all honesty.
The other benefit that it gave me is I actually lost a lot of weight while pumping. It burns a lot of calories. So I saw the pounds coming off, and it probably wasn't the most important benefit, but it's definitely a side benefit, and something that was another motivating factor.
My advice to another mother is do it. Just do it. The benefits of it is miraculous.
Nathan loved breast milk. It was his favorite food for the longest time, and it was fulfilling for me to see how much he enjoyed it, and that he was growing and developing. I felt good about that, and the one thing as a mother, there's nothing that would give me more joy than knowing that I'm doing something to help my baby.